Hi, I'm Linda Canase, here to share with you my new Succulent Serenity Barrel Cactus 3D for Sizzix. What I want to do is share a little bit about how to assemble it. It's really easy, and it makes this wonderful 3D spinning cactus. And during my research for designing my line, I found out that this is called a fishhook barrel cactus. What I used is my new Succulent Serenity paper. I designed it so that it has some beautiful patterns on the front to make cards, but what I use for the succulents is the back side, and I did it so that it's solid colors with a little bit of pattern and gradation of color, so it looks more natural when you build a succulent using these papers. And here's my die, and this is the Succulent Serenity Barrel Cactus 3D. And what it does, it comes with these two shapes. And they look very strange, but what they do is they cut the spines here and the flower out of just those two shapes. So what I did is I first cut 10 of these pieces, and you can see they have a strange little shape to them. So I needed 10 of those, 2 of the flower shapes, and I used a just solid colored cardstock. I have liquid glue, a die pick, which is optional, but I really enjoy that. It makes it a lot easier. A little washi tape, which is also optional, but it makes it easier. And then I used a little distress ink to add a little dimension to the flowers as a little accent. To start with, on these pieces, there's a little slot right here. And so the die pick comes in handy to just increase the size of that opening. And you would take the next piece, and there's this little hook on the end, and you would insert it in there and tuck it all the way over. There's a little slit in that piece as well. And then what you'll do is you'll go to the next piece and do the same thing and open up that opening just slightly. Take your third piece and hook it in again. And you want to keep going around, hooking, doing a little bit of opening and hooking that piece. And it starts rotating around. And as you get along a little further, you can add a little washi tape back here to keep everything in place as you're working your way around. You can see it's optional, but it just makes it a little bit easier, which is the same as with the die pick. It just makes it a little easier. So now I'm going to put in the last piece, which is the 10th piece. And you can see I've added a little washi tape to hold everything. So once you have that 10th piece in, you want to do the opening. And now you want to lift the bottom up gently. And this is where the washi tape holds everything in place. And you will take the first one and hook it into that opening as well from the last one. And you want to make sure it all hooks. Now what you're going to do is take the whole thing and flip it upside down, and you can see the back of the paper. And now it doesn't matter where you start, but you take the first piece, and you take the second piece next to it, and you hook it around, and you tuck it in there kind of tight. And then you just continue around, tucking and each piece in order, and you go around. And you want to, as you do it, pull it a little tight so they're snug in there. Okay, and as you get the last piece tucked in there, and now once you've hooked everything on the bottom, you will turn it over and gently remove the washi tape off the top. And now you have your barrel cactus. And what you can do at this point is, if you want, you could tip up the little points. It adds a little more dimension. Next, what we'll do is with the flower, and I cut 2 pieces out of regular cardstock, and they have little creases in the middle, and you just gently bend them inwards, and you do that on both pieces. And you could add a little distress ink to the tips to add a little color if you wish. It's not necessary, but it just makes it a little more realistic, which is always fun to do. And now what you could do is add a little bit of liquid glue here and add it to the top of your cactus. And take the second one, add a little bit of liquid glue there. And I rotate it slightly so they're a little off-center to each other, so they look a little more natural. And you just hold it down slightly so that it holds together. And there you have your barrel cactus 3D. Thanks for watching.